Alright, folks, we are starting to get set up. I ran a bit late, but managed to get back to the house in time. I guess I was running late in terms of setup, so yeah, just getting the final D&D description stuff up so I can properly capture and timestamp things. Alright. Here we go, we're gonna get started. Good morning, whatever time zone it is for you. Once again, I am just, getting the final stuff all figured out here. Today's going to be a bittersweet one. This is the Epilogue. Man, I don't know what else to say. Like, this is my first ever campaign, and for it to finish is like, it feels so weird. Honestly, I'm pretty speechless on what to say. So I might as well get started in a sec, and by that I mean 30 seconds. Of course, as always, I need to get this set up, need to pop out the window. There we go. Looking pretty lovely. Yeah, we came pretty far facing off a big dragon boss and all, so yep, here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Dirk and gang here with our final episode for this portion of the campaign, at least, or this segment, chapter, whatever you like to call it. I guess it's kind of like a season finale. We are done with this main season 1 introduction of our campaign members, and season 2 we're probably all going to be doing a lot of switch ups, switch outs, switch ins, light switches, whatever you like to call them. But basically we are gonna be saying goodbye to a lot of our beloved characters after this. Goodbye to Olia and Arthrax. Who else is that? I don't want to guarantee anybody else that I can't think of off the top of my head, but let's just say pretty much most of the cast of characters are going to be leaving us, departing, but I don't want to speak for them initially. That is what I remember from my recollection. Maybe I'll be considered wrong and we'll get a surprise return. How will we find out? Well, let's get into the pre-campaign shenanigans. That's a good place to start. That's what I was typing in, brain farting about. Shenanigans. I never know how to spell it. Shenanigans. All right, close enough. Let's get back into the Discord call.
You've been dealt 5 damage of awkward.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
I'm down.
You've been dealt 2 damage. I'm dead.
Yep. Bonk. Just give you a
Roll
like
the 2 to
bonk.
hit. Oh yeah, that hits. What?
How? A 1 hit.
I remember there was a green text post on I think it was on our D&D a couple years back, where a DM had gotten so fed up with like how his players were like kind of complaining about like the encounters that they were having. They were kind of boring and they were a little like kind of mid, but they were like really low levels. So it was just kind of like, you're not going to be going up against these larger, big creatures for a while. So, you just got to take what you can get. And apparently he was just like, all right, fine. How about this? We'll take a break from everything. We're going to do a one shot where I'm going to have all of you just roll a die and you'll randomly get a character. And they're like, okay, this sounds weird. Let's do it. So they roll the die and they get randomly assigned like random, like civilians, basically, like the blacksmith, candle maker, general store owner, and they were fighting rats. They were like, oh, there's rats in the basement, because one of the things that they had complained about was fighting rats. So they were like, okay, so we're random blacksmith with, a hammer going up against, rats in the basement. No problem. We got this.
Do you?
After the first 5 died, and they had to re-roll again to get another character. And they tried to go, and immediately, like, the woodsman was dead. Like, one of the first people killed. So it was just like, oh shit, we're in trouble. So there's like all these people who actually had weapons and had the kind of things that we needed to actually combat things are gone now. So they were down to like waitresses and seamstress and like just random people. And eventually all of the civilians were dead.
Wow.
God.
They were not able to kill the rats. So they were just kind of like, well, that's kind of fucked up, but whatever. And then they go, and the next week they do their normal session, and the DM has the characters find this seemingly abandoned town. And they go in and start to investigate, and they find a massive number of dead bodies in the basement being feasted on by rats.
God. I love that.
And the lesson was learned. Don't fuck with the DM.
Yep.
I'd be so tired.
Oh no.
I'd be so fed up.
No. Squeak, squeak, I'm a rat.
It's like,
Just
oh,
a
it's all
little.
fun and games until the rats of unusual size show up.
ROUSs? I don't believe they exist.
Fucking love that movie.
The Princess Bride is one of those movies that's like a Pavlov reaction. When you say it, you automatically like say the line or something that follows from it. You don't even think about it anymore. If you see it, you just indoctrinate everything about it, and it's kind of scary.
Okay, that's untrue. I find that inconceivable.
Why do you keep using that word? I do not think it means what you think of it. Oh, God damn it!
Even.
I've been Montoya'd.
Oh my lord.
That's a verb now.
You killed my father. I had to die.
It's like that one part of like South Park where Eric Cartman, if somebody like starts singing "I'll Come Sail Away," he has to sing the entire song. There's no going back for him. There's no resisting it. That's with me and like Princess Bride.
Aw.
I cross to bear.
It's my sister in Finding Nemo. If you ever say a quote from Finding Nemo, she will have to respond with the next line, and possibly the next few lines after that too.
Oh.
Well, shit.
She
Yep.
watched that movie a lot.
I guess you can say she watches it religiously.
She did. Like, I'm not joking. Like, she rented that from the library and she watched it 15 times in one day.
Oh.
Like, I
Okay.
don't know. Like,
What?
she fast forward
Hold
through
on.
parts. Yeah, she fast
Okay,
forward
yeah, I was
through
about to
parts.
think of like, did
to
she have a
just go to,
time
like-
machine or something?
She would literally like
Speed.
ran through at like double speed a couple of sessions with like the closed captioning on.
Huh.
It was so like bizarre. Like this is the problem with my family. Honestly, we're all so obviously on the spectrum, and like none of us have been tested.
Lord.
So here's my sister watching Finding Nemo on 2x with subtitles. It's just
Wow.
like just devouring the movie. And I would say that I would,
So,
I would be like, yeah, that's kind of weird, but kind of did the same thing with Jet Li's The One. So
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you with that.
I kind of did it, and yeah.
So
oh
you
no,
couldn't
your
judge.
autism is the autism showing.
Yeah.
It's me.
It'd be that way sometimes.
Ugh, God, my autistic
Ugh.
friends, I will just be like, honey, it's the autism.
It's okay. It happens.
Yeah, no, that's true. Embrace the hyperfixation.
Ooh, all right.
So if I may have a brief moment to just vent a tiny bit.
Oh.
Oh,
Uh,
Okay.
It's impressive how a little bit of humidity plus a little bit of stupidity can take me close to my breaking point.
Yep.
I was hoping the last word would rhyme. Sorry. You're so close.
Honestly, getting humidity and stupidity in the same sentence was impressive enough for me.
It was fire.
Causes morbidity.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
No.
work was rough today.
sorry to hear.
Oh. Well, this is definitely not work.
Yes. I am showered and relaxed. Mostly.
Oof.
Most-
I mean, I wish I did that. I just ran back here. I was like, so I'm not sure if everybody's Bed Bath and Beyonds are going out of business, but the one near me is. And so I was like, everything is half off basically. And I just was like, I need stuff for my place. It just spent the past 3 hours loading stuff in and just got back like right at like 20 to 4. I was like, well, I gotta rush everything in here. So I got the 10-minute warning.
They should just rename it to Bed Bath and right here.
Yeah. It has gone into the Bed Bath and Beyond.
That actually came up in my newsfeed not too long ago. They are basically, they kind of screwed themselves. They're in a massive amount of debt at the moment because they
geez.
did not handle the shift from physical locations to online shopping. They did not do that very well, apparently. In fact, when other people were focusing on broadening their online shopping capabilities, Bed Bath & Beyond was actually exploring more brick and mortar places.
Why?
Oh,
I don't know. The CEO made some weird choices, and apparently they had a really nasty, like, the last 3 quarters have been really bad for them. So they're making I guess one could say that they're not making a lot of money off of it. So there's that.
Yeah, RB.
They really screwed themselves over.
Our BBB closed like about 2 years ago, and I don't miss it. It was
That's-
overpriced crud.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
no,
it was pricey, but it was like everything I would get from like college and stuff. I'm like, this is what I need from where I'm living. But now that everything's cheap, I'm like, okay, one less hurrah. It's just convenient because it's like it was all in one place. That is my one rebuttal to it. In defense of Bed Bath & Beyond.
The thing is that the price was the most prohibitive for me. A lot of the stuff that I would be able to get, I could go like to like thrift shops and get what I wanted, pretty much almost reliably, like 95% of the time. And the other 5% I would go to like a big box mart, you know, or something like that. I wouldn't want to have to pay.
I'm a copyright strike, and all right.
Yeah.
Enough funny business.
Yes.
Let's get down
By the way,
to
Elena
business.
Alder, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
Oh shoot, I forgot to mention all my follows from like the past 2 streams. I've had like all quiet straight through streams, so I haven't been able to like thank the people who followed me. So I'll quickly say thank you to, oh my god, there's so many people in between.
Thank you to everyone.
Yes, all you people. Mad Doggo, Radium Desu, Black Rabbit Proj, and Under the Red Moon. There we go. Thank you, Slow Panda. Silly
Red Moon is
Durkin.
when the Red Moon is when all the monsters respawn.
Oh, fuck. What a coincidence.
I only know that because of Twitch.
Rises once again.
Oh.
I don't have a Switch. I wish I did, but there is no spending money on things like that right now. So sad, but true.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh
Mhm.
crap! Where's? Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought I had a picture at the ready, but never mind.
Okay.
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 Got him.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to another episode of Tyranny of Dragons, the Cold Blood War. This is the epilogue episode for Hoard of the Dragon Queen, the first part of Tyranny of Dragons. And it has been a wild ride. 50 episodes of craziness. I believe almost 2 years at this point.
Yep.
Yeah,
So it's been a long ride. Been a wonderful ride too. I've had a wonderful time with you all. We've butted heads a couple of times just because that's just how the game works. But never let it be said that I did not enjoy every moment of it. And I look forward to starting the next half of this. The one known as Rise of Tiamant, which is also a lot of fun. Excuse me, my throat just closed up there for a second.
Mine does that like every day. It's just like, hey, you're breathing that air. What if you weren't?
I forgot how to breathe.
Breathing.
I forgot
Kind
to
of.
breathe.
What kind of pedestrian thing is that? All right. In the background there, you can hear Adrian Von Ziegler playing. You can find Adrian on YouTube, on Spotify, Bandcamp. You can also support them on Patreon. Very kindly, they allow people to use their music for their productions, free of charge, no licensing. Thank you very much, Adrian. That's very kind of you. Introducing our players for the, not the last time, but the last time as these characters in many cases. Because I believe we have discussed with a few, I know I've discussed with a few of you about the future. And, you know, I look forward to the next arc. Let's leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
But playing Eldrath, the Shifter Warlock Bard, we have Unchecked the White Tiger, aka Ethan.
Hello, everyone.
Playing Arthurax, the Spider Folk Rogue, we have Saku Darkfang.
I don't want to go.
Sorry. That just
Okay, David
made
Tennant.
me think of
Just-
David Tennant moment, yeah.
That
Oh,
was the point.
I cried so
Physical
hard. I cried so hard at that moment. Oh. But then we got Matt Smith, and I was happy. So,
Matt Smith was fantastic. I don't care what anyone says.
he was super sexy. I don't like. I am.
Even I
was weak
even
for
I
it, man.
think that. I hadn't watched. I think
Oh.
that.
Anyway, sorry, distracted. Playing
Where are
Jessica, the Wolfolk Sorceress, we have Duffwolf.
Hello.
Playing Cassidy, the Rabbit Folk Artificer, we have Tazel Sixpaws.
It's been a hell of a ride.
And then playing Olia, the Hyena Folk Paladin, we have Dirk the Panda.
Thank you for these good times. The one door leads to the next, and the next, and the next. Oh no, there was so many. Dude, I have so many. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
I love the distance.
It's just
I'm like, who echoed it? It worked so perfectly, though.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Great.
Oh, it was perfect.
Oh,
Oh man.
His
When
retirement
last
is
we
he
left
actually
our-
goes to a. Sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, it was a stupid joke. Please continue.
When last we left our heroes, Arthurax the Spider Folk Rogue, Jessica the Wolffolk Sorceress, Eldrath the Shifter Warlock Bard, Cassidy the Rabbit Folk Artificer, and Olia the Hyena Folk Paladin, our heroes were in Skyreach Castle, having defeated Resmir the Black, and finding themselves now mid-flight as the magic ice castle made its way to its unknown destination. After being confronted with the last remaining cult members, our party surrendered themselves to Blagothkus, a cloud giant and owner of Skyreach Castle. Voicing his distrust with the Cult of the Dragon and revealing he only made a deal in hopes of inflaming tensions between giants and dragons again, Blagothkus agreed to assist the party provided they would nullify his arrangement with the cult. In order to do so, the party had to confront Glazael, an adult white dragon who was protecting the Hoard in the belly of Skyreach. Our heroes drove off the monstrous Glazael, but not without great personal cost, as Eldrath lost his life in the fight, and in order to bring him back, Cassidy's automaton, Hopalong, sacrificed its newfound sentience in order to restore the young warlock to life. We now join our heroes for the final time as they wrap up loose ends and prepare to go their separate ways. So, the travel to the outskirts of Mirabar, as Plagothkis has agreed to do so, will take several days, and with no cult presence on Skyreach, you are guaranteed safe passage, provided you do not act out against Plagothkis or his minions. In time, you are able to rest and heal some of the wounds from your encounter with Glazael. But, as one of you comes to find that one of the casualties in this war could not be healed or resurrected. Hopalong, the Rabot, as it was affectionately known by some, could not be reinitialized. Whatever arcane force within it became fully depleted and was unable to be restored. As Cassidy spent time trying to, best word here, come to terms with what had occurred. Oh god, that is a major zoom in, actually. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, we were zoomed in on Eldrath's wonderful mug there.
Smug.
But, Cassidy found herself attempting to work on Hopalong, trying to find some way to reinitialize the automaton's processes, but to no avail. It seems that whatever arcane magic that did hold Hopalong together is no longer there.
Assuming we have like a room or something that Blagothkus gives us.
Oh yeah.
She's not going to be leaving that room for almost the entire time. She'll be working through it. She'll give up sleep and everything like that to no avail.
As
come out
several
exhausted.
kobolds leave food out for you that goes untouched. You all notice this in your other guest rooms as you see, or rather don't see, Cassidy.
I would say Eldrath would be making attempts to knock on Cassidy's door.
There'd be no response. But you can hear like the sound of metal being worked, sound of spells being cast. She does have to get some sleep to be able to try to recharge her arcane focuses, but all you hear is her working.
He'll he'll say, Cassidy, I need to talk to you.
There's a pause in the sound. And there's the unlocking of the door or unbracing of it, and she opens the door and she is in an absolute mess. She's tired, she got bags under her eyes, her ears are drooping. It's obvious she hasn't slept much. She's somewhat dehydrated.
Eldrath has a look of empathy on his face as he kneels down and kind of grasps grasps her hand and just in a low tone, just I do know that you realized that his soul was worth more than mine. And I do swear to you now that my services are yours whenever you need it.
She
I
looks
owe
up at
you a
you for
life
a
debt.
moment. She tugs you into her room and closes the door and locks it again. She sighs and she turns around to Eldrath. The Traveler was the one who saved you. I prayed to them on your behalf. But they wouldn't do it unless I gave up Hoppy's life. But Hoppy, she just looks at the lifeless husk of the automaton. Hoppy had free will. I couldn't tell him to do it. I wouldn't want to. I asked Hoppy if he would do it, and he agreed. He said just to do it, he would do it just to stop me from crying. He said the experience was a gift before he died. Eldrath, what happened to Hoppy is nothing short of a miracle. Nobody else could be what he was. He was unique, but he's not the only unique one here. She grabs his hand again. She holds it as tight as she can, which is not very tight considering her strength and lack of rest. You got a hellacious fire in your belly for chaos. But I saw you trying to protect us. I saw you keeping us in mind and choosing life like you said you were. And thumb your nose at Tiamant after all you've been through. Lagothkus was right. You got a pair on you, boy. But that just makes you as unique as Hoppy was. Difference is Hoppy was good for me. But you, Eldrath, you're good for the world. So damn young, you got a lot of time to bring that battle for life out. The world needs it. They need to see your bravery. They need to see that someone can stand up to tyranny and say, no, I fight for something more. Hoppy gave you a gift. Don't squander it. You don't need to promise yourself to me. Promise yourself to the cause that you've adopted. The Traveler's any indication, they lack what you do. They told me, or they told Hoppy, that they gave Hoppy his life because I was raising hell. And if I can get Hoppy's soul back by doing that, then I'm gonna goddamn have a level of Spitfire that'll border on the apocalypse.
And I'll help you achieve that. I'll at least say this. Hoppy's final wish. I will do my best to make sure that you do not cry. It still stands that whenever you have need of me, you'll find a way to contact me, and I will arrive.
Right back at you, partner. And she will
The
do
others-
something she has never done before. She gives Eldrath a hug.
Aw.
And Eldrath returns it.
Oh.
The others are worried about you.
She looks over at Hoppy's body. Yeah, there's nothing more I can do right now. I'm gonna need some time to rebuild him from scratch. Find out a way to get his soul back. But not right now. I'll let the others know I'm okay. I'm sorry for worrying y'all.
Okay. And he'll get up to leave. And...
She'll just go back to her the table she's been working on and just start cleaning things up. Eldrath, before you go, I want to take Hoppy and I want to leave him in the Hoard.
May I ask why?
So that when the cultists come up and pick up every ill-gotten piece of treasure they can get their grubby hands on, they'll see him. And they'll know that the interlopers were there. And that we made a fucking difference.
I believe this horde is going with the giants.
They're dropping it off for somebody, ain't they?
DM? I don't remember exactly the deal here.
He just said that he was taking it up north. He didn't say what else was going to happen to it.
Well, if he just opens the floor and lets it pour out, or people come in and take it, I don't know. But I want him there as a reminder.
Okay.
Maybe Olia can help take him down. I'm gonna clean up and get a change of clothes.
Eldrath nods and heads out the room.
And Cassidy will now start just like returning back to everybody, essentially. We'll come out of her room, we'll eat, we'll let people know that she's still okay. But she says nothing about what had happened. She doesn't talk about it.
As Skyreach Castle continues to fly through the sky, several days passing, there is a certain amount of, one could call it serenity in the quietness that is found now, with all of the cult having been destroyed and driven off in some cases. And after a few days, Cassidy, you get a message from your good friend, Links Kazdanor Artijan, Cleric of Torm. I have arrived in Waterdeep. Bronze Spark is in custody now. Met a Carlin and Leosin. Say you are a friend. Are you alright? Need help?
Cassidy's used this, or has Cassidy ever used a spell or been the recipient of it? I can't recall.
You've experienced it enough, I'd say. Yes.
Okay.
You can respond in 25 words or less.
Do I recall where Lagothkus says that he was taking us, was going to drop us off?
He said he would take you to Mirabar.
Mirabar, okay. Arjan, we're fine. We're in a fucking flying castle. We've routed the cult from it. Cloud giants flying us to Mirabar.
All right. A few moments pass. Leosin says Mirabar has a music store you can visit. He says you will understand. Order of the Gauntlet will help unload what they can.
I'll make sure everyone knows. Cassidy out. And I'll go ahead and share that with everybody.
As you prepare for a chance to land and unload all of the hoard that has been stolen from countless individuals from so many places, from so many walks of life. It is an ungodly amount of money. One could... The sheer amount of treasure that is within this area is insane. There is easily a few 100,000 gold pieces worth. Not only in just gold and silver, copper, platinum, but in jewels and magical items, artifacts. Now the question is, do you search the hoard, or do you just let it sit? This is actually a very directed question, I think. Because I'm kind of looking at Arthurax right now.
I was
I think
waiting
we're all
for
looking
it.
at Arthurax right now.
I mean, I'm
Come
searching
on.
that shit.
That makes two
I
of
mean,
I
them.
would like to.
He'll dig around just to see what kind of magical items are probably about.
All right.
I will,
Let's go
if
ahead.
I can, do some ritual castings of detect magic, and she's going to be focused on the brightest burning, I suppose, items. To see if we can deny the cult from having them.
All right. Among the items, you do find there are quite a few magical items. As you try to get closer to them, however, there is an issue that arises.
Oh.
Glazael has completely covered them in ice.
Cool.
So while you may be able to get a few
I heard
pieces
that.
out,
Boo.
I was waiting for the reaction. Oh.
Ah, damn. Should we?
Okay, Ethan, cook us up some, or Eldrath, cook us up some spicy jambalaya. We all got to breathe on this thing.
I'm trying to see if shape water can take defrost ice, but I don't think so. I can freeze water, but I can't.
I'm afraid to think of a fireball could probably melt this.
I don't know if we would want to subject any of these items to a fireball. possible.
Or the castle itself.
That is another thing.
Well, the castle has taken numerous fireballs at this point.
Well, I mean, look around us. The castle itself is some sort of magical ice. Maybe the giants know of a way.
Yeah, it's worth asking rather than just attempting and risking something. And with that, he'll just start walking.
Eldrath will go with them, yeah.
Well, you have plenty of options available to you because you do have time. There is always the low-tech way, where you could just set up some fires. There's even the possibility of chipping through it with your weapons. But otherwise,
we could ask Blackcothus if he knows a way.
We have
you're welcome to try, but
we have an Olia.
That's me.
Smash.
just to point out that Blagothicus has told you that he cares very little for the problems of little folk.
True.
True.
Well, that's rude.
He's a I guess you could call him a giant supremacist.
Oh no.
Not
He's a
going there.
He's
Nope.
He's a sizist.
Nope. Nope.
Sizist.
Not going
There you
there.
go.
All right, I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Sizes.
Heighted.
Just discussing Blagothicus and his bias against small people.
So
Eldrath
what
still heads up
I
there.
would like to do is, if there's a way to identify what the more powerful items might be, then I think what every day that we might have, Cassidy would like to try to use her spell of heat metal to heat something like a plate or something like that we can find, or something large in metal.
Oh hell yeah!
And
All right.
then
That would work,
and then
yeah.
use
That's a good way
that
to do it.
to melt the ice around it so that we can rescue some of the more powerful items. I'm
yeah.
probably not going to be able to get all of them, but like I said, if I can find the stronger ones, I want to get those out of there, and then
Ellie and I can pull them out. Yeah.
Smart
Cool.
idea.
Okay.
I'll help.
I mean, every 30
I would
or
say
every hour I could do.
Mhm.
I could do a bunch of scorching rays. It's good. Yeah,
yeah, that would
that's
work.
about it.
Okay.
I
yeah,
don't
there
think
we
you
go.
guys want me using fireball on them.
Yeah, we were just discussing that.
We were
no.
waiting for that.
Do you have do you have fire bolts by chance, or any cantrips for fire?
No,
Duff?
none.
Oh, okay.
I would definitely say that heat metal combined. I mean, the hoard itself is just filled with metal objects. So yeah, you could even just heat up the gold and silver pieces of themselves. That would be more than enough to start melting through the ice.
Yeah, heat metal doesn't last long, as I understand it. It's only like a minute, but that's 3 minutes of superheated ice melting goodness.
Oh yeah, it burns like white hot, so
Mhm.
more than enough.
Enough to make the metal
alright.
glow.
So, despite a lot of the items that are in here are largely art pieces, meant to be, expensive, very finely made. However, you do find Cassie would be able to identify. I would say you would have plenty of time to identify these as well. So you find a potion of gaseous form, +1 longsword, +1 longbow, +1 leather armor, and bracers of defense, as well as a chest that is filled with 800 platinum pieces.
Ooh.
Oh my.
So 8,000 gold right there for you.
That's a lot of gold.
Damn.
You do find also indications that at some point The Warhammer that you have been going after might have been here, but it was moved at some point. It may have been too valuable to just be left in the control of Glazael, as you can tell by the way the dragon wings were treated after they showed up without food. Turned into complete popsicles. I would say poor bastards, but they deserved it, so. So it seems that the cult still has possession of at least one of the artifacts of Bahamut.
Well, shit.
So they are gathering treasure, but they're making sure the main artifacts are the real targets. That's gonna be annoying.
Definitely would be of interest to those in the Temple of Bahamut, for sure. But with your ingenuity and your resourcefulness, you were able to actually get rid of all of the ice that has formed. It does take you, a little bit of time, but you have plenty of it. But as a few days pass, you suddenly feel the Skyreach Castle is no longer flying along. It's now descending. And slowly it begins to descend downward through the clouds, heading towards Mirabar, or at least near Mirabar. Obviously, suddenly a castle showing up in the middle of Mirabar might be an issue.
That would be troublesome.
Hi, we're
He doesn't care
Howls.
about little folk, but he definitely is smart enough not to mess with them. But as you gather your things and prepare, one of the ogres appears to speak with you.
Lord Blagothkus has told us that you are to be released and that any of the treasure that is inside the tunnels can be carried out. However, the rest shall be taken.
That is true, yes. We'll make sure to be swift with our departure.
Please do. It does take time for this flying structure to get back up. I don't quite understand how it works. Blagothkus doesn't tell us these things, and frankly, I don't think I'd understand either. But it is important that you should know that we are going to be landing in the fields outside of Mirabar, about, what comes after 3?
4.
No, not that one.
3.5.
5?
5, that one. 5.
Oh.
It's going to be 5 miles outside of Mirabar.
Oh no.
So whatever you have is going to, you better have a way to take it. Because we ain't helping.
Yep.
Don't we still have that cart when we first came in?
Actually, you do.
Brilliant. Oh god.
Nice.
Sweet!
Fuck.
Let's go.
Okay.
Rogues, man.
How? Okay. So I'm just gonna pull the veil back just a second.
Uh-oh.
Someone could not remember where Waterdeep was.
No!
And it took at least 3 tries for him to finally realize where Waterdeep actually is.
Oh, God.
So I'm genuinely surprised that you remembered that you had a cart.
If money's involved
That cart's
and
shitty,
treasure's
though.
involved, hell yeah.
Talk about
If I remember
embodying your
correctly.
character.
You're a really good fit.
That cart
Who's
is
got it?
pretty,
Hey man, priorities.
pretty shit, though.
It is in poor shape. That is true. It'll be able to hold at least some weight, but at least enough for you to help unload what is on there. So
Beyond what you've given us in that list, would we be able to rescue any more?
here I will give you the full contents of what is listed there, other than the artifacts of Object d'Art, as it is known.
Okay.
There are, you already have the chest full of 800 platinum pieces.
Yep.
Which I can't help but giggle every time I see it abbreviated, because it's like 800 PP. And it's just the 12-year-old inside me is just like, there are also 21 blue sapphires in a bag. Each of those are worth 300 gold each. There's about 5,000 gold pieces, 100,000 silver pieces, and about 500,000 copper pieces.
Jeez.
They collected a lot.
No kidding.
The artifacts and art objects that they have all vary in different sizes, and honestly, the condition that they're in after being encased in ice, not the best.
Yeah.
Probably not worth it to grab. The hard currency definitely would be probably of more pertinence to you than any of the other items, other than, of course, the magic items.
I suggest we load up the chest with what we can that won't break the cart, and put the magic items in the bag.
That we're gonna do, yeah.
And just however much can go in the bag and the chest that won't break things, and we'll just go from there.
All right.
Cool.
So, it does take some time for the castle to land. Obviously, they need to find a place where they can land. But luckily, there are always valleys and ravines nearby. This particular fields looks like they're just going to be basically landing in a divot of the fields, and it's going to be enough for at least the castle. It's probably going to rip up a little bit of the land, but you know what? That's no skin off Blagothkus's nose, so he don't care.
Not
Why
much,
is your land so dang soft?
Yeah, it's not my problem.
Ancient giant secret.
Oh my word.
So, as you are coming down to land, you have basically 2 options. You can wait in your room until you are safely landed and not risk falling or being knocked over or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could peek out the window and watch it happen, because that would be way much cooler.
Oh, I'll be watching.
I'll be
Wait, what?
looking. This is
Same.
fun.
Heck yeah.
Cassidy will, yeah.
All right.
One quick question. Did Olia by chance honor Cassie's request to put Hopalong in the Hoard?
Oh, of course, I would do that during
Okay.
all of this. I mean, what else would I be doing? I'm not going to be collecting the gold. I'm not that selfish. I wouldn't say that part
Well,
out loud, but that's just the
okay, I would-
personality out of character.
If it was
You
wine,
would
it'd be a
never say
different
that.
story.
Oh my goodness.
Eldrath would want to say, before they all had like separated into the rooms or whatever, when everyone's together, I don't believe I'll be going with you all.
You're going with the Giants, right?
Yes. I I don't really know what else to say that except I will miss you all.
No, you won't.
What kind
I'll
of
miss
response
you.
is that?
You're not gonna miss us, because one day we will meet again.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
Well, I'm going to miss you. And Jessica will step forward and give him a hug. Take care of yourself, okay?
Well, I am on borrowed time, so I will do my best.
Make the most of it.
Mhm.
Here, here.
Try not to die
Oh.
again.
Wait, I need to give a hug too. Oya goes up to him, gives him a big squeeze, hopefully
Okay.
not popping his
Hey, wait,
back.
whoa.
But well,
Crack.
I know
Broken
you.
back. He's dead.
No, not again! No. Reuses lay on hands.
Big guy.
But I know you got this. You're great. You're a great man. Thank you for all your help. I believe in you. Whether it's Gaia, Tiamat, whatever you believe in. I know the law of karma and vengeance and all. You do a great job supporting it. And the pat on the back.
Thank you, Olia.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie just
Yes.
catches Eldrath's eye, and she just like tugs her hat and nods to him. Nothing else needs to be said.
Smiles, nods in understanding. I will, I figured, Dana, that I'll figure out how much what my share will be. Figure
Yeah, what
that
did
shit
we-
out. I don't
yeah.
know.
You're pretty
We'll
much
just
going to
say
have
you take
access to
X.
whatever's left over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Let X be 2 times that of Cassidy's.
But, Cassidy, could you tell our friends that I will be heading, was it back north with the Giants?
When I get another buzz from Arjan, yeah.
Okay. Hopefully I don't get eaten. But I will do my best to inform of you all how things are going.
We'd love to hear back. Somebody let
Look
him
for me
get
in
a chance.
Neverwinter if you're in the area somehow. I'll probably step up shop there.
Good.
If I find you first, you owe me a drink.
I can make one for you too.
That would be
great.
nice.
Yeah. I have some plans when I get back.
But for now, I will help you. So
I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws.
Huh?
No.
Oh, guys.
Oh, no.
An actual
What?
roll?
here we go.
I was not prepared.
A roll in this epilogue?
Dexterity saving, you said?
Dexterity
Oh,
saving throw.
I was about to say 7, 10. Jesus.
Oh no.
I'm
here
so
we
caught
go.
off guard, I almost had the wrong number.
Whoa. Smooth.
All right.
Alright then.
You all pass. You scored above a 10. As you can feel the castle shudder as it lands into the ground. even at its slower descent, it's still a hell of an impact as it shakes the entire frame of the rooms, of the ceilings, even the towers. You can see the towers vibrating slightly back and forth with the impact.
Well, damn.
Feel that shake.
As you hear an ogre calling out.
All ashore, going to ashore, something like that.
Guess that's our cue to step off.
Sorry, we don't get many passengers that disembark this early. Sorry.
No, you did fine. You did fine.
Let's go.
And as you approach the gate opens thanks to the help of the ogres. And outside you see maybe about a dozen people, mostly humanoids, all with little carts, wheelbarrows, all wearing the same cape as Olia, signifying that they are part of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Friends.
As one of them steps forward, all right. So where we getting all of the stuff? You know, they said that you had a lot of treasure that need to be picked up.
Yes. Shit. Send this. God, already forgetting. It's in that giant part where we fought that dragon, right? Right, guys?
All right, lead the way.
Okay. And you will.
And over the next hour, they are able to remove a sizable portion of the treasure, but nowhere near all of it, as is just simply way too much to move in that short amount of time. As the ogres have informed you that they are not staying for very long, so once they start to pack up and ready to get out of there, it's time for you to go. But after about an hour of moving large amounts of gold and jewels and various amounts of silver as well, I assume you leave the copper, because who needs copper, right?
You said there was 500,000.
500,000 of copper. Yeah.
It's only 5,000 gold.
Yeah, only.
Yeah, only.
Only,
Screw the copper.
But we could bury it. Come back for it later.
we could throw it on the ground. Lucky
That's a lot
copper.
of move Earth you've got to do, Ethan.
That's a lot. That's a lot of work, yeah. The members of the Order of the Gauntlet, however, begin the trek back to Mirabar onto the main roads as the ogres begin to prepare to take off again. And this is the moment where Eldrath stays on the castle while the rest of you disembark.
It's not gonna be the same without him.
Sorry.
It's not gonna be the same without him.
Yep. Well said.
Cassidy will just do a little salute as they like fly off.
Lily is waving.
Eldrath's waving with two arms.
As the castle begins to climb, and you keep an eye on Eldrath for as long as you can before it becomes little more than a speck in the window of this gigantic flying castle. And then starts the trek back to Mirabar, a 5-mile hike.
I like hikes.
Ooh.
Yeah, this could be great exercise. After being cooped up in that castle for so long, it's gonna be so great to see all the different parts of nature again. Yeah. I
Holy,
wonder
you're
what
such a
creatures-
sweetie.
Oh, thanks. He's looking on.
We still have that cart, right? Like out of character.
Oh,
we
yeah.
still have that cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. I back in character. I don't think I have any spare shoes, and she'll just kind of like wiggle her heels. Do you mind if I ride on the cart, Olia?
Sure. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. No problem. And it keeps on trekking.
He'll
Takes a few hours.
Arthrax will turn to Cassidy and go, "Do you want to ride as well?"
She looks at the cart for a moment. She looks at the ground in front of her. No, I think I'll walk. It's gonna make me appreciate getting Hoppy back one of these days.
I don't normally do this, but if you ever change your mind, you're free to hop on my back and I'll carry you.
She just like cocks her eyebrow up at Arthrax. Appreciate it. Oh,
I only do it for my
I don't think you'd
brother.
want anyone.
That's-
I don't think you'd want anyone to see you carrying around a rabbit.
If anyone laugh, I kill them.
Well, if anyone asks you to just say you kidnapped me or something, I don't know.
That too.
She chuckles and shakes her head. She'll just walk.
And he'll walk.
It takes a few hours, but soon you make it back to Mirabar just as the sun is starting to set, early evening. And I will need everybody to roll an investigation check to find a music shop.
Investigation.
Music.
12.
Hey, 19.
Music.
22.
16.
All right. Easily.
Good rolls.
Yeah. Music is our passion.
You all know what you're looking for. You know what you're looking for. As soon as you enter into Mirabar, you begin looking through all the various shops, looking for one that has a harp. Very front and center. And soon, you find another music shop, also called Strings and Things.
Must be a franchise.
I wonder what the things are.
God bless you, Holy. I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, I'll miss you all too. But that just gives a sigh and starts to think about it. With a wry smile, he gets back to whatever they're doing.
As you enter the shop and you find a elderly half-elf man tending the shop. Hello. Can I interest you in a lute, or perhaps something more along the lines of a shawm, or what kind of instrument would you be looking for?
Out of character, does not Jessica have like an insignia?
She has the
Mhm.
brooch, yeah.
Yeah, I have the
Okay.
brooch still.
All right.
I am spacing. Was there like a secret phrase or something?
That's what I'm trying to remember too.
Nope.
No.
I think the
Just,
the symbol should be good enough.
Yeah. So Jessica will just sort of. I'm trying to words, please. Ashley, no, not for you. Sorry. Just gonna put the plate I left in my bed.
Words are not for you.
This is true. Words are not for cats.
No,
Except
I'll use
food.
them.
except for meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. So she'll basically like say, actually, we were wondering if you had anything special in the back, and kind of lean in to show the brooch.
As he nods, and well, you should probably follow me then. We have a few things in the back that might interest you.
Wonderful.
As he leads you towards the back room, unlike the other one that had the one chest that you were able to open up and climb down, this one just has a regular old basement. As you wander down, and smack dab in the middle of the stone ground is none other than a teleportation circle.
Oh.
Oh, great, another one.
Ooh, pretty.
I believe if you have one of those, then you should have access to it. Do you know the spell, or do you need a scroll?
I think a scroll would be helpful here.
Oh, okay. Yep, I'll give this to you then. So this is a teleportation circle scroll. It is a level 5 spell.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you currently, the highest level of spells that you can cast is 4.
Correct.
So I'm going to need an Arcana roll.
Okay. Thankfully, I'm proficient in Arcana.
Is this
Gotcha.
anything Cassidy can assist with?
Yeah, absolutely. If you both look it over and just kind of go over where the
Right.
incantations are, how the runes are set up and everything.
She'll assist.
Okay. So does that give me advantage?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Arcana. 21.
All right. As you read it over and you understand, the basics of it. It's actually pretty simple when you start thinking about it. It probably would take you a little bit of practice to learn how to do this without a scroll, but yeah, makes sense. As you all gather in the center of the teleportation circle.
Before you read it, what about the cart and the stuff?
Oh, the gauntlet is taking care of that.
Oh, okay.
My
But
buddies did.
the magic items and like the platinum
Oh, that's
pieces, those
your
are-
stuff. Yeah, you can keep
Okay.
that.
Yoink.
I'll protect it
Yeah.
when we get back.
All right. Do you have any way to send a magic message to a member of oh dang, what was his name? Carson?
You mean Carlin?
Carlin. Waterdeep.
Oh, we did receive word from one of the missives that they were to be expecting some people to arrive. They didn't specify who, though. I was kind of shocked to see. No offense, you're not usually what we expect when agents come through.
Yeah, we have a habit of being unexpected.
Well, to my understanding, they are expecting you. As to where exactly that circle goes, I've never actually been, so I don't know.
One way to find out.
That's what I was gonna say.
All right. Whenever you're ready, Jessica.
All right. And she will. Is it an incantation or just a?
As you're just reading off the spell scroll,
Cool. She will do that.
as you begin to read it, and the light begins to flow throughout the teleportation circle, filling all the various rooms. As the shopkeep steps back, and good luck. Remember to don't hold your breath. That your lungs might pop if you do.
You rode this rodeo
I got this.
before.
As there's suddenly a flash of light, and yet again you Feel that sensation of your bodies being stretched and pulled across a long distance, like rubber bands being pulled from one end to another, as you are flung across the sky, mountains, fields, water, and everything just going by in a blur. And then, whump, as you suddenly land, shocked, in this dark cave.
I will cast light.
As you cast light, next to the circle, none other than Carlin, sleeping in a chair, who suddenly startles when he sees the shock of the sound of you guys basically appearing out of nowhere, followed by a light. Fuck! Jeez.
Sorry.
Howdy.
Pardon the intrusion.
You know, honestly, I wasn't expecting you for at least a few more hours, but damn, okay. Welcome back.
Hello.
Wait, 1, 2, 3. Where's the fifth?
He stayed behind.
As he kind of
okay.
narrows his eyes.
Out of character, how much would he already know about, like, the Sky Castle and everything else?
Very little.
Okay. We met some cloud giants along the way. And Eldrath decided he wanted to stick around with them.
What?
I think it'd be better if we all got together and had
Yeah.
a little sit down.
Yeah. Yeah, come on out. We're gonna gather up everybody. We have we're gonna do a debriefing, and then fuck, they're not gonna like the fact that he stayed behind, but okay. All right, we'll deal with that. All right, come along.
Would you also do me a favor and let Arjan know that we've arrived?
Yeah, no problem. He's actually been helping out a lot. It's not that I don't trust him or anything like that, but we haven't really told him that much. But he, oddly enough, he hasn't really pushed at all. Said something about a friend of a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You vouch for him?
100%.
Good enough for me. All right. As Carlin leads you back out of the cave into the underground network that the Harpers use to travel throughout Waterdeep. And it is here that the collective part of the story comes to an end.
Whoa.
As you're all brought in and debriefed, and after some time speaking with both Leeson and Carlin, and as well as Ontharr Froom of the Order of the Gauntlet, and several members of the Lord's Alliance,
I missed that guy.
you are left to go on your own ways. And I have received notes from all of you regarding what happens with your characters, so I will go ahead and go down the list. This is a little bittersweet for me.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna cry.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to.
Upon return to Waterdeep, Arthrex found himself under some mild scrutiny from some of the underground players who made their money off knowing things. With a treasure trove of knowledge that was fresh and uncommon, the Zentarum, Xanathar's Guild, and even the Brigand Earth of the Undermountain were eager to get a piece of him, to get that information, one
man.
way or another. Knowing how easy it would be to disappear in a large city like Waterdeep, Arthrex began to make his way back towards his home base to meet with his mentor and his brother, one to ensure their safety, and also to share the information he had in order to best determine how it could be used. While stopped in a roadside inn to escape the coming fall chill, Arthur X found himself drinking a simple drink and having a light meal when a shadow loomed up behind him. I need you to make a contested grapple check, either athletics or acrobatics.
Oh. Let's go athletics. 21.
As large, burly, bronze-scaled arms attempt to wrap around you and hold you, but you slip out of it at the last second and turn around to see none other than Rain, the bronze-scaled dragonborn who helped train you.
Ah, you bastard.
Not bad. Still a bit sloppy. 4 eyes and you still can't see shit.
Damn.
Should be happy I didn't try grabbing my knife and stabbing backwards then.
Don't feel so bad about it, kid. Eventually you'll get on my level. You gonna buy the old man a drink or not?
I don't know, how about we have a slap contest first? And he'll still pay, but it was mainly for a joke.
As the two of you sit and catch up a little bit, having your drinks. And then he lowers his voice as he starts speaking to you in Thieves' Cant. Word is you stepped in something big, kid.
He'll lower his voice as well and speak in Thieves' Cant as well. Yeah, we faced against an ice dragon, and they went out with more than what we were hoping to bring back.
Well, old man sent me, wants me to make sure you get back for a debrief, and that you don't accidentally make your way into a trap or a honeypot, as he kind of gives you a smirk at that.
That's not gonna get old. It'd be nice to see Rose again too.
I'm coming with you back home, by the way. Safety in numbers.
Ah, great.
Hey, don't give me that. You know the drill.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and get this over with so I can get you off my behind.
What, you in a hurry? I still got half a drink here.
Well, then you need to chug it faster. I know a hyena folk that can chug it better than you can.
As he takes a sip of his drink and just looks down into it. You know, your brother's been overhearing a few things in the taverns. Frankly, I've been getting an earful from a lot of people real fucking angry at Dragonkin. Old man says that something big is coming down. The best we can do is reconvene and consolidate our intel, so we can decide which way the wind's gonna blow.
Well, hopefully they blow within our favors. Because if that dragon does come back, it's going to be a load of trouble on us.
What the hell have you been in, kid? Been hearing some chatter from Zentarum contacts about some kind of treasure hunt?
With that, he'll turn to him, and with squints of his eyes, he'll state, "How much do you know of the power of Tiamant?"
As he goes very quiet as he takes another long sip of his drink. I know that there's people who think that something's going to change here soon concerning that. Frankly, I don't believe them. Kind of a pipe dream, if you ask me.
Well then, you better start rethinking that. You're dealing with a cult who plans on bringing her back.
Well, shit. All right, well, I guess I better finish my drink so we can get back to the old man, because he's definitely going to want to hear that. You're going to be the one to tell him, though. I'm not telling him that news.
Of course you're going to shed that duty on me, you lazy scale bag.
Uh-huh. This is what we call seniority.
More like dumping the lazy job on me.
Yep, well, you got 6 arms. You got plenty to carry them with. Come on, grab your shit.
With that, he'll grab his shit and look with him.
Cassidy, after her debriefing with Leeson, the Harpers extended an offer to Cassidy to join their ranks as an agent and give her access to more resources, but the offer was refused. Overcome by the grief of losing something that she had created and had been brought to life by force of miracle was just too much to bear. Any mother who loses her child would feel the same pain, the same burdens. But unlike others who lose a child, Cassidy had a chance, a possibility, of restoring what she had lost. With the reward money she gathered from her adventure, she set out back home to Neverwinter, determined to start a new workshop and rebuild Hopalong, no matter how long it would take or what it would cost to do so. Months after, working in a small shop, Cassidy is working hard at a forge, attempting to shape a piece of steel into a rounded shape, like that of a rabbit haunch, when the bell above the door rings, signifying a customer has walked in.
I would also like to note that the name of the shop is called the Green Cloak Fabrications. And in the back, like what passes for her office, she has just a green cloak hanging that's way too big for her, but would probably be right sized for a medium-sized humanoid. She'll take a cleaning stone and just and make herself presentable. She'll go out to the front. Howdy, what can I do for you?
Standing before you is a gnome with a clean-shaven face and head, beset by so many wrinkles you'd think something was pushing his face forward from the base of the skull. Leaning on a polished, dark black walnut cane with several brass embellishments and a surly look on his face as he waits at the door. The name's Xavier Bronzespark. I'm looking for wheelwrights.
You found her.
You're definitely Wheel's daughter. I received a letter from some dragonborn fellow named Arjan?
Arjan.
Arjan, that's it. Said that my son done you wrong.
As I recall, he had done quite a few people wrong. I admit I haven't kept up on him. I've been keeping busy. And she's going to go to the door and basically put like a close sign on it and lock it so that we have a little privacy.
Xenidius was always an idiot. Never would have trusted him with the shop if it hadn't been for the family. Wheel was the better tinkerer by far and had that gift.
Yeah. It was just a shame that his good nature kind of got the better of him.
Look, I'll be honest. I don't know why I'm here. Wheel was the best tinkerer I've ever met, gnome or otherwise. I did him wrong a long time ago. And hearing what Zen did, well, I feel like I owed him something. Might not have been my fault, but it feels like my responsibility, you know?
I get your drift. I don't know what might be offered at this point. I'm kind of be honest, I've kind of put that chapter of Xenevius behind me.
Well, listen, I'm not here to be your friend or your mentor. I'm just a pair of hands and a encyclopedia of a few centuries of tinkering and smithing and clockworking. If you think you might be able to get some use out of that, you're not going to believe me, but I had a dream. Well, dream, vision, hallucination, some shit like that. The Traveler told me that I might be able to square a debt for my actions by helping you. Well, he didn't say you specifically, but the victim of my choices, as they put it, so I... 2 and 2 together, that seems to be you.
Her eyes go wide at the mention of the Traveler. Traveler sent you here.
Yeah. Traveler, god of chaotic machinations, the god of artificers and crafters. Never heard of him?
She looks to the cloak that's hanging in the back. Oh yeah, I know him. And a smile is on her face. All right, if you're looking for work, I can definitely fill your hands with as much work as you want.
Well, go easy on me. I'm only 360 at this point. Wait, what years? 375.
It don't matter. I'm not putting it on an application or anything.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
show
we
me what
gotta
you're working
seal,
on.
But we gotta seal this the right way. She takes her hand, spits in it, holds her hand out.
As he kind of cringes a little bit. Yeah, you're definitely Wheels, kid.
She gives a smile.
As he very daintily spits in his hand and holds it out to shake.
I got a cleaning stone in the back. It was, yeah, just go ahead and do it.
Fine. As he
And,
grabs your hand and shakes.
She'll go ahead and start working on cleaning up some of the area to make like a sleep and work area for him. And yeah, it's nice to be able to actually have some company now.
As the two of you begin working on all the various clockworks and pieces that need to be made.
But Cassidy is the only one to work on Hopalong. That's her baby.
And Olia.
Mm-hmm.
Despite his affiliation with the Order of the Gauntlet, Olia found himself longing for his family, both out of homesickness and a concern for their safety after the escalations of the Brewing War. He determined that the best course of action for him to take was to return home to the small town of Bitterale, to work again at his family's tavern. Greeted as a hometown hero returning from the front lines, Olia put his armor and weapon aside in exchange for a bar rag and a wine opener. While always happy to tell a story about the strange group he found himself with, he did find also some pain and regret reliving some of the horrors that they had witnessed, showing that even the strongest and stoutest of us all can be affected by war in the most profound ways. After a few months settling back in, Olia one day found himself working the bar at the tavern when a familiar booming voice called out his name. Olia Craftsman by the breath of Torm. As Omthar Froome wanders into the tavern flanked by two guardsmen, all three of them in full plate.
Whoa. Long time no see, Anthar. All's well in your end.
Finally. Finally a chance to come and try one of these fantastic drinks of yours that I've missed so much.
Well, I will be honored to give you one more. What will it be?
Oh, you know what? Bartender's choice. Go for it.
He looks to the back, figuring out. Always see you as somebody who could go for a dark wine once in a while. Or red wine, jeez. It's been a while. And he just goes in and finds the greatest selection of dark red wine. He stumbles upon one that he got from a certain caravan. Would Bade be proud of this one? Yes. And he takes out the wine that he had gotten from Bade all those months back. Just gives that a... pours a glass. Here. Take this. It's one of the finest guy from a great mate. Or a great... a great traveler, I'd say. I should tell you about this story about... We won this long caravan for like 5 months and had to disguise myself as a retriever.
As a retriever?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Well, I mean, let's just say that a lot of makeup. You know, I'm not somebody for all this cosmetic stuff and whatnot, but... And he just goes on to describe the story of how he had to be in disguise as a golden retriever, the different antics about not having to reveal anything, the suspected witnesses of a potential murder and all, how it all started with this blaming of the murder just because he had bonked one wolf the wrong way back in a different town. Just his luck. But everybody said that he did seem to be quite the sweet being, as they called it. A very fitting way to describe himself as a retriever. And he asks Anthar, would you consider me a sweet being?
You know, Olia, there's plenty of ways I would describe you, and I think Sweet Bean would probably cover it.
Aww. Well, I'm glad that makes another.
As he finishes his glass of wine, and his expression changes ever so slightly to something a little more serious. I'll be honest, Olia, I came in hopes of asking a favor.
What would that be?
Well, we believe this town could be a strategic strong point in the future, solely because of its proximity to El Terrell. It would be in the Order's interest to maintain a presence here and ensure we are aware of the going-ons and the chatter that comes from a town like this along the main roads.
He ponders that. Are you saying that this could bring the war back to our town? Or do you just need a place to rest? A home base?
Well, I do have family here. I have too many responsibilities to stay in one place for too long. I've already been called back to Waterdeep for a series of meetings and strategy sessions with the Lord's Alliance. I suppose what I'm asking, Olia, if you would be amenable to it, is that you be the contact point for the Order of the Gauntlet here.
Well, I'll do so with pleasure. And you always have a place to drink and a place to sleep here. This tavern.
Well, we will make sure that you get a stipend and resources to keep the town safe if the upcoming hostilities do find their way here, as well as a means to contact the home base. Of course, you could stay here and help your family and continue to fight the big fight as well. Sound like something you're interested in, then?
Yep. As long as I can keep them safe. Staying here and protecting. That is my new duty.
Well, Oli, I think they would be hard-pressed to find a better protector.
That is an honor to hear coming from you. Oh, goodness. What an adventure that was. Can't believe how far it's gotten. Yeah.
Yes, and it is going to continue to progress, I'm afraid to say, but that's a worry for tomorrow. How about you pour me another glass of this wine here? This is fantastic.
Why not? Well, you're at it. If you want to mix things up, I do have a good concoction, a good cocktail, if you might say, that does have some vanilla bean from the sweet bean.
As Onthar lets out a raucous laugh, and the two of you catch up and have a few drinks together and hash out a few details.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica.
Yes.
While the others left for other pastures, Jessica was finally home in Waterdeep, and after the adventuring she had done, found herself more fired up to help her parents combat the Zentarum and their attempts to punish her for her interference with Jamnet Gleamsilver's mission. Seeing the opportunity to use the friendship she had made with both the Order of the Gauntlet and the Harpers, Jessica began to work with both as a freelancer to combat the machinations of the cult, Xanathar's Guild, and the Black Network. While Jessica would have been happy to continue traipsing around, gallivanting in adventure, it was more important for her to be close to her family in a time of need. As a few months pass, and Jessica, sitting in her bedroom, hears a knock at the door. Jessica! Jessica! Yes. As the door opens and your mother walks in. Sweetie, you've been just sitting in your room for the last few days. What's going on?
Sorry, I've just, I don't know, reminiscing. Thinking a lot about where I've been recently. All that stuff. Thinking about the friends I made. Kind of miss them.
Well, honey, there's always more chances out there. You can always get out and do some more adventuring if you want. You don't have to stay home, you know?
No,
your father and I.
I know. I've thought about it, but there was a moment towards the end there where things got really genuinely scary. One of my friends got, I can't even say he got close to the edge. He was gone. Like I know that's a thing that can happen in adventuring, but like it was like we had all been through so much that like it was different. Like something changed for me when he was actually gone. And it was only by means of some kind of miracle that we actually got him back. And it made me realize that as fun and crazy and incredible as it is to travel and adventure with a group like that, I realized how much you and Dad mean to me as well. And I wanted to come home and just be with you guys. And there was this other guy I met.
As
he was
immediately she is by your side. A guy, you say?
Oh my god, Mom.
Here we go.
Oh, no. Spill the tea. I want to hear it.
He's another wolf folk. His name is Crick. And I met him through a caravan that we were actually having to go undercover in. You would not believe this, but I had to dye all of my fur snow white.
And she books you over. How was that even possible? What? How?
Theater makeup, actually.
That's clever.
Yeah.
That is clever.
Yeah. And I also had to pretend to be a guy.
as she gives you a quirked look at you.
I know, right?
Okay.
Um,
And her eyes trail down to your chest for just a second before coming back up.
yeah. Very good binder.
Well, you know, a friend of mine did have an issue where she was a very good rogue. You understand, and she very just top heavy, as we call it.
Gifted.
Yeah. But we had a friend who worked with magical items, and he made her a special. It was made from a bag of holding. And it was able to, you know, kind of flatten everything out so she could sneak in and kind of slip through narrow spaces without any issue. It was,
Shit.
you know, it was really clever. You know,
No kidding.
honey, I know that adventuring is scary, and I get that, and I want you to know that your father and I support you, whatever your decision is. If you want to stay here and help out with the shop, or if you want to, you know, move on, or just, you know, do what you do, that's fine. You don't have to do anything to our expectations. You're your own woman. You can do whatever you want.
I know. I appreciate that. I really do. I'll probably make my way out there again eventually, but right now I'm really enjoying being back home with you and Dad.
As you hear the sound of something clicking off the glass of your window.
Kind of a ear tweak.
What on earth is that?
Jessica will stand up, kind of walk over to the window, kind of crane her neck and look around, see if there's anything out there.
As you look down and you see standing in the courtyard of your family's manor a wolfolk wearing just a loose vest and loose pants, a big smile on his face, his tail wagging.
The moment she spots him, her tail is going just as fast. Mom?
Yeah, dear?
So that guy I told you about.
Immediately next to you against the window, just face pressed against. Oh my. Does he always wear just the vest?
Well, he is a fighter.
You know, sorry, my mind wandered for a moment. Do you
Would you like to go meet him? I'd love to introduce him to you.
As she looks down and sees him kind of taking a few steps back. What is he doing? And suddenly
Oh no.
Crick comes running towards the manor and starts jumping off of several spots on the facade against several protrusions before gripping onto the roof and planting himself right up against your window as he gently knocks on it with his fingers.
Jessica's just got the biggest smile on her face, opens the window right up, and just no words, honestly. She just smiles at him, leans in for a kiss.
As he kisses you and makes his way inside the window. So, good news. We ended up coming to an agreement, me and Fern, and she has a new guard.
Really?
Yeah, so I thought maybe I'd come up to Waterdeep and try to find some work up here. And as he looks over, I am so sorry. As your mother is looking at him, well, that was definitely a show. I
Great.
don't normally do that. That she's just smiling at him.
Crick, I would like you to meet my mother.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Darkfang. Nice to meet you. Crick, is it? Yes. As he very stiffly holds out his hand and oh, honey, no, we're way past that. As she pulls him in for a tight hug.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
As he looks at you awkwardly.
Mom, behave
Hmm?
yourself.
What? I didn't say anything. As Crick's just standing there as your mother hugs him. Can you, would you be able to let me go, maybe? Oh, sorry, my bad. Goodness, you are just all muscle, aren't you? Well, I used to be a little softer around the middle, but I quit drinking, and that turns out drinking kind of makes you fat. I didn't realize this. Oh, well, you certainly worked it off quite well. Mostly in the front, as she kind of peeks around the back.
Mom?
What? Okay, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. As she walks out of your room, leaving the door open, you note. So that was weird. Hey.
Hi.
So, I was wondering if maybe, if you were up to it, if you got time. I know you're a busy woman, and you probably got a lot of things going on. But I'm free in this evening, and there's I just kind of got back into town, and I was thinking maybe we didn't really get a chance to have a proper dinner date, and I just wondering if maybe as he starts
like that.
kind of
She just
Yeah.
she just kind of cuts in and just like, I'd like that.
yeah, really.
Yeah. My treat.
As he pulls you in close and gives you a deep kiss.
And Jessica reciprocates 100%.
Oh.
Oh.
Fade to black.
Ah! My feelings.
Eldrath. To say it was unusual for someone of draconic heritage to be traveling amongst giant and giant kin would be an understatement. But Lagofkus was true to his word. He allowed you passage. He allowed you access to his libraries. He allowed you to begin your own research. For probably the first time in your life, nobody was telling you where you had to go. Nobody was telling you what you had to do. Nobody was telling you what you were supposed to know. It is a level of freedom that surprisingly was very distant from you, despite your chaotic leaning. And as the months pass, even after landing far up north in what is known as the spine of the world, a gigantic mountain range that is nearly impassable by the humanoids. Only the cloud giants and the frost giants seem to have any way through. As you find yourself reading one day and hear the thumping coming up behind you, and you can turn to see Blagovkis standing above you.
I'm glad to know that you can never sneak up on me.
If it was of my concern to sneak up on you, I would make certain that you would not be able to hear me. Of course, in order to do that, you would have to be dead.
It's good to see you too.
Have you found what you have looked for?
It is hard to say. It's the funny thing with knowledge. The more you learn, the less you know.
Very wise statement for such a young person.
Did you have need of me?
I wish to ask you a few questions. Now that we have spent some time together, I've come to learn a few things about you. But there are still many things that I wish to know.
Well, don't be shy.
As he sits in a large chair, designed obviously for giants.
Mm-hmm.
What is your reason for seeking knowledge with me and my kin?
Well, my... I've come to realize that being stuck in one place for a very long time allows you to only see one side of a page of a book, if you understand my meaning there.
I believe I do.
I know many things about dragons, dragonkin, and the like. But I don't know much about, first of all, your kind, your customs. But over these past few months, I've come to learn and respect it.
What will you do with this knowledge that you have learned?
That answer I can't say at the moment. The answer is clouded in my mind. I'm learning these things, but for what end I do not know.
It is very obvious to me that you are a creature caught between two worlds. You seem to be stuck in deciding which world you wish to be a part of. I would imagine that neither side sees you as a participant in their worlds, however.
I am a chaotic factor.
You are more than just a chaotic factor. You are a catalyst. One that should be molded properly. I will ask you, half-breed, do you wish to stay here, to learn amongst my people, to understand what your heritage truly means?
Yes, I do.
I warn you, what you will learn will rock you to your core. the horrible things that the dragons have done, the lives that they have taken, the entire civilizations that they have razed to the ground? Are you prepared to carry this burden?
I do not have a love for dragons. As I have said with giants, I respect them because I have learned their customs. Obviously, there is so much more to learn. As much as it pains me to have to try to explain this to my family, but even they did not tell me everything I hope to have known before. Well, I seek answers.
Very well. Answers I shall give you. Tomorrow I will begin by telling you about the Dragon Wars. For I am not just a scribe who has recorded the history. I was there, and I saw it all unfold.
Does this mean I have to start calling you Lord?
You will show me the proper respect. But no.
Okay.
If anything, you will call me your teacher.
Hi, Sensei.
I don't know this word, but I will assume it is a term of endearment.
I'm sorry.
As Eldrath begins to study with Blagovkis, learning the truth of his people and the heritage behind it. Six months pass, and there's much to be said about the outside world. Tensions are growing. The Dragonkin are becoming more and more oppressed by some, while humanoids become oppressed by others. There is pain, anger, as both sides vie for power. Whether Tiamant can actually be raised is still a question. The answer seems to be something that many are seeking. Some to stop it, some to make it happen. In the end, this section of the story has come to an end.
Whoa.
The next chapter will begin in 1 month time, as thank you all very much for joining me here and being part of this. It has been an absolute honor and pleasure, and I look forward to speaking with you in the upcoming weeks regarding both Session 0 and the next half of this story.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Woo! It's gonna be crazy.
I cannot wait. I can't wait.
With that in mind,
Shivering.
with Hoard of the Dragon Queen now being over and your characters effectively retired, do you have any questions for the DM that you may have been holding on to that you may wish to ask? I regret asking this.
Ooh, regrets.
Well, I don't have anything.
I have
How close was the dragon? Let's be honest.
The dragon had 40 HP left.
Oh wow.
So we were getting
Damn fear spell.
How
And
much
You were
HP?
very close. How much HP did it have total?
Yes.
210.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
You
we're
guys
getting there.
did a lot of serious damage to it, yes.
You were so close.
I will reveal, because I understand that you all were a bit surprised with Jamna's seemingly sudden turncoat action. However, I would reveal that Jamna had been spying on all of you the entire time, even to the point where when you had that scare with the oatmeal, and Crick came up to Jessica and seemed very standoffish and stiff.
Mm-hmm.
That was because it was Jamna standing on top of stilts using disguise self.
No! No!
Oh man.
I don't even remember like what was said in that conversation at this point.
I think you were really close to like realizing that something was up, but you never really put two and two together that something was off about Crick. Just that Crick was acting weird.
No, Dana, I am oblivious to this kind of shit. Okay, like you
I don't
would
remember
have
this
to say.
happening.
You notice something's really weird about the way he's behaving. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, I am oblivious to that kind of stuff, so...
You see a sign hanging around his neck. I am not Crick.
Beep, beep.
And Jessica goes, this means something.
For me, I would say I don't have any questions, but I will say this. Coming that we started with me not having any knowledge of D&D before, I am happy that this was the group that started me and got me into more than just being a player.
Aw.
And it's all thanks to not just you guys, but Dana, mostly.
And I personally want to also thank Dana and all of you all for letting me come in. What was it, like episode 20 or so?
Around there.
Yeah.
Around there?
Bad.
Yeah.
Jeez.
For writing in and reliving all of my fantasies of being a Wild West root and toot and shoot 'em up in D&D.
Oh, it was the best.
I couldn't have asked for a better realization of that. Thank you all very, very much.
Oh, it was good times, everybody. Good times.
Quite so.
I did say it would be a slightly shorter session today because we did have just basically some wrap up to do. So we'll go ahead and end it here, and we'll move forward. Moving forward, we'll have session 0 in 2 weeks. This will not be broadcasted, unfortunately, to the Twitch viewers. Sorry about that, but this is just to make sure that we're all on the same page, that we all know what we're doing, and that everybody else is more or less aware of where we're going to be in the campaign and what we're going to be doing. But in 1 month time, we will go ahead and start Rise of Tiamat.
Woo!
Demise of Tiamat.
Ooh, saucy.
Of course, I would be remiss if I did not give special thanks to Duff Wolf for sticking with us this entire time. I know that it's difficult with your schedule and everything that you've been kind of going through the last couple of months, but thank you for sticking with us. And
Of course. Yeah, I mean, most of it came down to like figuring out a work schedule that would also make this possible. So
absolutely.
Finally got there.
While Duff will not be joining us for the next arc, I would just make sure that, Duff, you are aware there is always a spot at my table for you.
Thank you, Dana.
Oh,
that really
of
does
course.
mean a lot, and I
I
have
miss you.
enjoyed
Yes.
every bit of this. Like, it's it's like I've said a couple times before, the cooperative storytelling is something that I really like about D&D. And I definitely don't want this to be my last campaign or my last game. So I do look forward to more later.
Personally, I would love to see Ro make a comeback.
Right?
Because I think you had a lot of fun being an angry little fennec riding a wolf.
I honestly did. Like, I honestly really did.
Little shit moments.
Did
That
I
and
just jank that from Duff Wolf? Being a tiny, ornery little rabbit riding a hop along?
Literally.
Believe me, that is a common thing in D&D. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
The crossover possibilities, though.
Ooh, I
Like,
love
what's
this.
funny though, Tazel, is that the campaign that Ro existed in also had a rabbit folk
Yeah,
character.
that was Val.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Val's
And
character.
I was Lucio,
Horse
a
folk.
horse folk barbarian cleric.
Whoa.
A very
Lucio, you-
odd multi-class, but it worked really well.
Didn't you play Lucio in one of the one shots too?
Two
I
of
seem to
them.
remember that name.
Yeah, and
Two
Val
of 'em.
actually played Madtara, their
Yes.
rabbit folk monk.
Mm-hmm.
That
Got to
was
bring
with
them
the
back.
dwarves, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I ever show you the art, Tazel?
No.
I'll
can-
drop it in the players chat. My channel artist actually drew him for me.
Very cute.
Ro was a very mean little, angry
Pull it
little
Oh my
fennec.
god.
I
Oh my
remember
god.
this.
I'm
me
getting
see if
such
I can-
Zootopia references from this.
That was the idea. Like, literally, Val and I both basically wanted to play Zootopia characters.
you good!
So they made their equivalent of Judy, and I made Finnick.
That's
What? No
awesome.
Nick? Wow.
Actually,
Wild.
yes.
there
Although
had
it
to
was
be.
it was basically the opposite of Nick though, because Swolgi played Chol Madra, a foxfolk who was a complete homebody. Essentially, had never been outside of his family's manor because his father was a local lord.
Oh.
Damn. Tight.
So he was pretty much the opposite of Nick Wilde, but he also ended up being possibly the most lucky of all of them, because he was the only one who recognized the night hag that you guys ran into.
Oh no, I remember that.
Oh,
Was that the character we subdued with the power of strawberries?
yes.
Oh, strawberries. Oh,
No,
my-
literally, Dana wrote in like a person, like a traveling merchant who sold fresh picked strawberries, as just like this random little bit of world building. But it turns out it was connected because he also had the night hag that was like had a thing for strawberries. So if it just so happened that one of us bought strawberries and offered strawberries, like, problem solved, and Val's character did exactly that.
Val single-handedly brought strawberries back to Faunamore.
nice.
Oh, well, I suppose we'll go ahead and wrap it up and call it a day here. And I will be in touch with all of you.
It's
All
always
right.
hard.
All right.
Thanks. It's
It's
always
been
hard
a
to say
hoot,
goodbye.
guys. Thank you so much for everything. I
It's been a
enjoyed the heck
spider
out
of a
of
good
this.
time.
I seriously enjoyed this.
Thank you all.
Yes.
Love
there
you
go.
guys.
Talk to y'all later.
Yeah, I love you.
Love you
Yeah,
guys too.
bye.
Take care.
Goodbye, all. Wow. So that's how it ends. Well, not the end, but, you know. One season, I like to call it, over. One arc, one season. And moving on to a completely new aspect of the story, a new perspective. We're already coming up with characters and whatnot. I was like completely on the dark about whether or not I was going to come back, or at least, when, or, if, blah, blah, blah. Just everything was up in the air for me. I had no idea what the next possible D&D character I could come up with. Stuttering over myself, but yeah, no clue. Again, the Knoebels curse in me. But yes, honestly, very confusion, just lost and whatnot. Go quickly leave the call. There we go. Everybody left the call, so might as well leave the call too. But yeah, completely up in the air, and just this last second idea came up to me, and like it was like the guy whatnot came through me and all. And so yeah, luckily I ended up having an idea, and I'm for sure going to be coming back in the initial episode 0 and all that, just a completely new character, and been working on them, and everybody else seems to be working on their characters. We might even have potentially a new person coming on, a new member of the campaign, inside and out. So I'm not sure if I should spoil too much or confirm, but yeah, at least in our player DM chat, we are sorting that out. Dana gave the approval, and so +1, potential -1. Either way, we should have the same amount of players in the campaign as shown below. And who knows? Maybe we'll have people come back. Oh, well, shoot. I should say it is the -1. Yeah, we're going to be parting with Duff Wolf, at least for now. So, sorry, my brain just completely scatterbrained that. So, yeah, it's all going to balance out. It's so hard for me to just leave this. It's like you just don't want to let go. I feel like this is something familiar from a previous stream that's happened. Well, I have to say goodbye. I have to let go. I have to look up who else is streaming right now. Who else is on twitch.tv? All right, we got quite a list of people. A lot of people that I don't think we have raided in ever, or at least in a while. I'm trying to find the one I am most familiar with, and I am kind of bouncing back and forth. I do see one person that I have raided in the past, but it was forever ago. And then there's one person that I haven't raided ever that at least I'm pretty good terms on. So I'm going to open them up. Let me know if you hear them. You cannot. Man, the late lunch got it to me. Speaking of which, oh crap, forgot to put dinner in the fridge. But it's been only 2 hours. What's the worst that can happen? All right, so I don't know if they're going to be done or not. It looks like they are still continuing. Folks, we are going to see some Fortniting. We are raiding Socks the Wolf. Man, I don't think we've ever raided, so yes, I really do appreciate y'all being here. This has been great. And I am planning on having a new outro, at least the final words of the outro. So this may be the last time I ever say this exact final phrase. At least the last 3 words. Thank you all for entertaining me, and thank you all for letting me entertain you. Until next time, take care, folks.